Hello guys, this is MEDICOS Hub. Today I'm going to talk about a topic called as senile cataract. Okay, first of all, you should know what is the definition of cataract. I'll say the development of an opacity in the lens. What do you mean by that? See, if you see the lens of the human eye, it is transparent, no? So that light will pass through lens easily and focus on the retina if only lens is transparent. Okay, if it will be opaque, then what happens? Light cannot able to pass and it cannot able to focus on the retina. So, right, we cannot see anything, no? So this is known as cataract. Fine. So lens is a crystalline structure, means it is made up of crystalline proteins. Okay, if this protein will not formed properly due to some disease or due to increase in age, so what happens? If proteins is not present in the lens, protein are the main elements of the lens, means lens made up of crystalline proteins. If proteins is not there, then the lens will become denatured, opaque. So the lens will be defected, so you cannot see. So this is the cataract. Okay. First of all, before you are going to senile cataract, I'll show the structure of the lens. Okay. It is as easiest than this. Okay. It is very easy to remember. Basically, most of the students are very confused about the structure of the lens. Okay. If you'll compare the structure of the lens with a mango, then you can easily remember this forever. Okay, you'll never forget these things in your lifetime, so be conscious. See, this is a mango pulp, right? This is the seeds. The seeds is compared with lens nucleus. Okay, and you can see that pulp, mango pulp, right, around the nucleus. This is anterior cortex. Okay, and this is the posterior cortex, right? And the covering is lens capsule, right? This is the lens capsule. If you'll see the man-made diagram, this is also the anterior cortex. Okay, this is the anterior cortex, this is the posterior cortex, and this is the nucleus, right? And this, and in the anterior cortex there are presence of some cells. These are known as Early cells. These are Early cells. Okay, means lens epithelial cells. These are found only in anterior cortex. Okay, they are not found in posterior cortex. You should remember that. It is very important. Okay, this is the structure of the lens. If you know this, more than enough. Fine. Then we'll go towards senile cataract. Okay, it is basically a age related cataract. When age increases, there is some changes occurs in the lens. Okay, that is before after 50-year age. Okay, this is known as senile cataract. It is basically age related cataract. What are the risk factors behind senile cataract? First is age. Second one is sex. Sex also affect, and then hereditary cause. Various hereditary causes senile cataract. UV radiation, due to exposure to UV radiation in healthcare workers, or maybe who are working in sunlight areas, who are working in industries, they're exposed to UV radiation, so they may get these types of cataract. And dietary factors, various dietary factors also influences senile cataract. If you're not taking proper diet, then you may get some disease, right? And smoking also influencing senile cataract. These are the risk factors. Then we'll compare what is the pathogenesis behind it. How the senile cataract forms, how it occurs. I told you before, if the lens is made up of crystalline protein, if the crystalline protein is not able to form properly, then we are not able to see, because the lens will not transparent anymore. It will become opaque or translucent. That's the pathogenesis, main pathogenesis. But it will be described more elaborately, right? See, due to increase in age, what happens? Sodium and potassium pump of our body will not work properly. Okay, this is one reason, and another reason is due to oxidative stress. Okay, these are two reasons. So that what happens, the protein will not able to form. Okay, due to sodium and potassium pump, what happens? Due to defect, excess water enters to the lens, right? If excess water enters the if excess water enters to our lens, what happens? Lens becomes swells and it becomes turbid. Okay, the lens if swells means it will not able to do its function properly. So what happens? Hydration of the lens. Okay, then the second cause is due to oxidative stress. If age increases, oxidative stress will increase. Various oxidative elements are also released. Their effect, they produce effect on lens. Okay, so they will cause a decreased production of amino acids and proteins of the lens. Lens is made up of protein, so due to oxidative stress, lens is defective. So what happens? We are not able to see properly. So this hydration of lens and the decreased production of amino acids and protein of the lens, these two factors influencing denaturation of the proteins and opacification of the lens fiber. This is the pathogenesis behind it. Fine. Then we'll see what are the stages. Actually, there are four stages. First is incipient, then second one is immature stage, third one is mature stage, and fourth one is hypermature stage. Hypermature again divided into two, that is Morganian cataract and sclerotic cataract. Fine. We'll see one by one in detail. First of all is incipient cataract. In incipient cataract, what happens? The first the cortex, first the cortex of the lens will be affected. This is the lens anterior cortex and posterior cortex. This cortex part is affected first. First the denaturation of protein in the cortex region will occur. Fine. Due to excess intake of fluid. Right. Then it again divided into two, pupuliform and cuneiform. Okay. See, this is the, if you'll see under, if you'll see under slit lamp examination, you'll see in the periphery of the lens this type of cataract is formed. This is known as pupuliform cataract. See in the periphery how the cataract forms. It will not affect the nucleus and all, right? This is pupuliform cataract. Then we'll see, sorry, this is the cuneiform cataract. Then we'll see the immature cataract. Immature cataract means again lens more ossifies and continues, ossification continues due to decreased protein synthesis and decreased hydration of the lens. So what happens? Lens become grayish white and cortex become normal. So iris shadow will be visible. You will see iris shadow visible and lens becomes swells more due to more hydration. And in mature cataract, what happens? Lens become ossifies more. Okay, ossification occurs fully, means the lens become fully white. It affects all the areas. See, fully the lens become white in color. It affects whole of the lens. This is known as ripe mango. Okay, or ripe cataract. When mango ripe, it becomes fully yellow, right? Or red, whatever it may be. So here it becomes fully white. This is known as ripe cataract. Then hypermature cataract. Here the lens totally lost, totally opaque. We can't see anything. Okay, it occurs when mature cataract is not untreated. Untreated mature cataract become hypermature. Again, it divided into two types: Morganian and sclerotic. What happens in Morganian cataract? Due to excess fluid deposition in the lens cortex liquefies and the lens inside the capsule. If you will see, this is the capsule, this is the lens, protection lens. The lens become bag of milky fluid, totally fluid inside. So the lens is the bag of milky fluid inside the capsule. Fine. And the nucleus settles at the bottom. Okay. And the nucleus, see how the nucleus not originally present in the middle, but here nucleus present at the bottom. Okay. Due to these type of changes, and becomes brown color lens, you can see. In case of sclerotic cataract, the cortex disintegrated and the lens shrinkage due to leakage of water. At last what happens? Excessive swelling, it will burst. So the lens become shrink and the cortex is disintegrated. Okay, these are the all four stages. Again I'm telling, it is possible incipient, immature, mature and hypermature. As we go from incipient to hypermature, the opacification of lens goes on increasing. So more loss of lens opacity occurs. Fine. And I have already told the pathogenesis is due to two factors: potassium pump defect and due to oxidative stress. And what are the risk factors? As the hereditary, UV radiation, dietary factor and smoking. And what is the senile cataract? This is basically age-related cataract, I have told you. And the basic structure of the lens you should remember is comparing with the mango, right? And what is the cataract? Basically, you should know about all these things. Just have a look again. That's it. Fine. Thank you guys.